Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Rod's Random Reviews. And tonight we're going to be reviewing Social Security benefits, when to take them, and that sort of thing. Now, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there. There's a lot of stats and graphs and all that kind of stuff. But tonight we're just going to do some plain talk on how I see Social Security benefits. I'm not a financial planner like some of these guys on the internet. I haven't done any fancy charts, any fancy break-even charts. I've looked at a few. No, I haven't done any of those Monte Carlo simulations. But the truth of the matter is, if you're relatively healthy, you're going to make it into your 80s and probably high 80s and probably even break 90. So that's what I'm counting on. I'm counting on living a while. Now, I see all of these people on the internet, oh, what if you die at 70? What if you die? Well, that's the key to knowing when to take Social Security benefits. If you know when you're going to die, then it's an easy calculation. There's not even a calculation. Probably the sooner, if you know you're going to die at 70, the sooner you can take it, the better. So there's a lot of scenarios there. Early retirement age, 62. So one rule of thumb is if you're out of work and you're 62 and you need the money, you don't have enough cash reserves to live on, take it. Start taking it. You don't want to be putting yourself in a huge amount of debt for later on when you do fully retire. So my rule of thumb is at 62, if you really, really need it and you're not working, go ahead and take it. Now, if you're working and start taking it, then there's that reduction until your full retirement age. So in a way, in most people's cases, it doesn't make sense to start taking it until full retirement age. And of course, that's another rule of thumb. Just always wait till full retirement age, and you'll be safe that way. Then you can make all the money you want. You can work, your full-time job, and you're not having to return any of those benefits. So, but in my scenario, and I'm going to talk about husband and wife situation here, where the husband or the wife makes significantly more than the other spouse, and maybe one only worked 10, 12, 15, 20 years, and the math works out that they're probably going to take half of the other spouse's benefit when they start taking benefits. So I'm going to talk about that scenario too, which you find a lot of people in that scenario where both are not equal wage earners, and one of the spouses is going to wind up taking 50% of the other ones at some point in time. So, if you think you're going to make it to 78, I think a rule of thumb is go ahead and take it at full retirement age. If you think you're going to kill over at 78, I hate to sound so blunt, but that's the trick. That's the trick of knowing when to take it. If you think you're going to live 84, 85, then the math shows that you need to wait until you're 70. Now, I've heard all of these scenarios where, I'm going to take it at 62, I'm going to take it at full retirement age, keep working, and I'm going to invest the difference. I'm not going to spend any of that money. I'm going to pay taxes on it, by the way, so you got to think about that. But I'm going to invest it. Well, how many of us are that disciplined to do that? It hits your bank account, or maybe you set it up to hit a savings account. That is a scenario that if you're that disciplined, then you can make it a little further into that curve, that I talked about. So then if you invest the difference, then maybe that's good, but it depends on what you invested in. Markets come up, markets go down. A lot of people have been lucky that retired, a few years ago when the markets were high, and they flipped all of those investments into low risk investments. So they're probably all doing pretty well. But I plan on living a while. If I kill over early, I just kill over earlier. But I plan on living a while, so I'm waiting until I turn 70. before I start taking Social Security. My wife just turned full retirement age this month, as a matter of fact. So we filed for her Social Security benefits on her earnings at full retirement age. You might say, well, Rod, why didn't you wait till she was 70 years old? Well, here's the kicker. She's going to be receiving half of my benefits when I start taking, but she's only going to receive it at my full retirement age benefits. But if she started drawing earlier than her full retirement age, she would have had to have taken 50% of mine at whatever my value was below full retirement age. So when she reached full retirement age and I'm past full retirement age, it made sense. There was no reason whatsoever for her to not take hers. Now, as I say, 15 minutes or maybe 1 minute after I turn 70 and I have filed for full retirement or the maximum retirement, she will flip over to 50% of mine. So anyway, she's excited. I'm excited for her to have a little cash in the bank starting next month, as a matter of fact, in January, every month. And I've told her that, hey, since I'm working, still making good money and plan to work till 71 or 2 maybe, until these minimum withdrawals from 401k become mandatory, she can take that money and kind of do what she wants to do with it, So there's that. Now, I don't have any charts. I mentioned all that earlier, break-even points and that sort of thing. But, I had 2 buddies come up to me, got me looking at this a little harder lately. So I had 2 different buddies come up to me at different times and like, hey, Rod, you need to look at those charts. You need to look. I started taking mine early because, it's going to take you a long time to catch up. Well, you catch up, come to find out, around age 78. So they are collecting early. They are about my age. Both of them are. One's, I think, 1 year younger than me, and one's 1 year older than me, and both of them had already started taking it. And I said, "Hey, you need to relook that." Now, one of the guys that mentioned it to me is still working full time, like me, and he said the Social Security Administration told him that he would continue, that even though he started taking it now, that when he turned 70, he would still get his full retirement that was programmed at age 70, even though he was getting a reduced amount now. I checked into that, and I really don't believe that to be the case. Now, what they do is, my understanding, is they take your top 35 years. Now, if for some reason my buddy's first, 15 years of his top 35 was real low salaries and he's making real high salaries now, I can see that him adding, at age 68, 69, 70, adding some real high income into that 35-year window. I can see that could be bumping up that age 70 that he's talking about. But I still think they have got him locked in at age 67 or whenever he started taking his retirement. Now, the other thing, if you wait, now I've read a little bit about this online, that if you wait, all of those COLAs, all of those cost of living increases, you get the 8% per year, right? But you're getting the COLAs on top of that. So when you look at if you go to SSA.gov and go log on to your account and you look at all that data, well, chances are, if you're in your early 60s, and you probably know this, but whatever it says you're going to get at age 66 or 70, that's going to go up. That's going to go up because of these cost of living increases each year. Now, sometimes it's only 1%, 1.7%, but this next year it's what, 8.7%, I think I saw. So if you wait, you're getting both that 8% and that COLA in there. If you don't wait, you're only getting the COLA, is my understanding. So that's something to think about too. So there you have it. That's a little bit about my philosophy on when to take Social Security benefits. Let me see if I left anything out here. Those of you that watch me on YouTube know that I don't really do a whole lot of fancy editing and everything. Yeah, you can go get a financial advisor and you can do this break-even analysis, but I have a saying that I use here at home and I use it at work a lot is, and you can use this too if you like, but I would rather be about right in my analysis than exactly wrong. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you can run these Monte Carlo simulations, but at the end of the day, it's based on, life expectancy and stuff, and it's going to say, 10% of the time that people in your age group die at age 78. Well, that's 10% of the time. What's the average? So, so they can point out a scenario that says, hey, if you're at this end of the bell curve, you would have been better off. Well, you don't know if you're going to be at that end of the bell curve. So anyway, in my analysis, I'd rather be about right and maybe not even need a calculator than exactly wrong, figuring out all of these, scenarios, and who knows which one's going to be true. Unfortunately, unless you have, a terminal illness or something right now, which changes everything. So, full retirement age, you know what that is. So, for most of us now, it's, 67 or so. And, if you're looking at all this right now, you know what these factors are. You know about cost of living adjustments and that sort of thing. If you claim after full retirement age, you're getting that 8% per year. We all know that. Your longevity is what it's all about, and you can try to do all these break-even analysis, but spousal benefits, we talked about that. And we really talked about a spousal benefit if she has some earnings or he has some earnings that may be greater than the other ones. But if you have a spouse that has no benefits, then that's a little bit different, and they will be taking 50% of the other person's anyway. So, and of course, when a spouse dies. So that's the other thing, guys and ladies. Cash flow becomes more and more important, I guess, the older. Well, it's important all the time, but in my mind, if I keel over at, pick a number, 78, 75 tomorrow, I want to leave my spouse with the highest maximum monthly recurring income as possible. Because that's guaranteed. If you have a bad month, next month it's coming in again. Next month it's coming in again. I've read all of this. Hey, the trust fund's running out of money in 2035 and all that. But rest assured, Congress is going to correct that. And yeah, there's not many people being born, but they keep upping that Social Security limit. They keep, encouraging people to work longer with these. So that's all going to help move those numbers out. That 2035 will move out to 2045 probably really, really quick. But so yeah, if you have money in the stock market, if you have money in bonds and things, those can go up or down. And if they start going south on you, at least you've got that nice Social Security benefit that's coming in every month, and it should increase every year if there's, unless there's negative inflation or something like that. So annuities, I don't even want to get into annuities. I think they're a bad thing. I think there's so much That's just me trying to be about right instead of exactly wrong. There's probably some good annuities out there that have low fees and things like that that would give you that guaranteed income for life. But most of the things I've seen says you're better off just putting that money in a T-bill or some sort of interest-bearing account if you want to be risk-free and just draw out a little bit every month if you need it. So yeah, you're going to get taxed on Social Security. Don't forget about that. And health coverage. Don't forget about that. Things like that. But anyway, a lot of folks have been very appreciative of my reviews on YouTube and the fact that I just kind of tell it like it is and give you my scenario. Again, I'm not a CPA. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not telling you what to do, but I do know that if you talk to other people in our age group, I know there's some podcasts you can listen to. I listen to some podcasts. They're all pretty good. Del Lowry, oh my gosh, I love him. He talks about mainly non-financial retirement things like doing fun things like taking hikes and bike rides and finding interesting coffee shops and not looking at the news every day. He's a really cool dude on podcast, and he plays classical guitar. But anyway, so shout out to Del Lowry. But there's other retirement rock retirement clubs and things like that I'm not a part of. But they do say that the main benefit of some of those retirement clubs is talking to other people like me and listening to other YouTube videos or podcasts, not necessarily the financial advisor, because, there's so many scenarios. There's some typical ones, but it's just like me when I was talking to my two buddies. Well, both of them I'm not sure they gave me good advice, but it is what it is. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching Rod's Random Reviews. I may do another one or two on retirement later on. I know I do a lot of YouTubes on RVs and some car issues. My BMW car issue, gosh, it's gotten over 150,000 views, and that kind of what got me started on maybe monetizing. So you've probably seen some ads pop up, but I donate all of my funds to, food banks and worthy causes. If I make a little money on YouTube, which is not much, maybe $150 a month, but it bugs my wife. Why do you keep doing those YouTube videos? I thought, well, I'm not doing it for the money, although I kind of stumbled on monetizing it because so many people started liking them and subscribing. And I looked at it one day and said, oh, if I push the button to monetize this, I'd get a little cash in the bank, and which I do, and then like I said, I donate it. But there's so many comments have come out of these that, hey, you really helped me on my car. Or, this tip you gave me on my RV really helped me, and I was able to install lithium batteries, and it really made a big difference. So the comments that you put below on your scenario or what you found interesting about either this video or other videos, and even put links to other videos on retirement in here if you like, and we'll see how that goes. But again, thanks for watching Rod's Random Reviews. Hopefully I haven't random on too long for you, but yeah, if you want to see more videos on retirement talk, just let me know, and I'll pop those on. I'd really love to have Del Lowry come on and talk. He's such a cool dude. But thanks for watching, y'all. Bye now.